Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Mamak Sessions. We're going to drop the beat right now. We got DJ Brandon in the house.
What's up, guys? My name is Brandon.
Spit some rhymes now. Go, go, go!
Yeah, my name is Brandon. I'm very random. Yeah, this is my...
That's horrible.
I know.
You're not only horrible, but you laugh at your own jokes.
I wasn't laughing. I was laughing at myself for being so bad.
Okay, I'll give you like an applause for effort.
Okay, how about you spit some rhymes? Introduce our guest in a rhyme.
Yo, we got Ming brothers in the house. All the way from 2011.
Oh. Huh?
My favorite character is 11 or whatever. You put me on the spot. I don't know. It's quite bad as well. But ladies and gentlemen, first time on the show. Yeah, these guys. Okay, come on. You've seen their love stories. You've seen their productions. You've seen their stories up on YouTube.
Right next to Ginny Boy's suggested videos. Yes.
And likewise as well. At one point in time, there was a video that went completely viral talking about accents. Your accent come from where one?
God.
And that one line I will always remember. So your uncle FedEx his accent back from New York, is it? So ladies and gentlemen, we have the Ming brothers from the Ming thing in the house, y'all.
Hello.
I'm doing my own sound effects.
Yeah, because we don't have sound effects.
Yes, Jin, I'm gonna straight up say I've seen the board in the episodes.
Yeah.
Right, and I hear it in the Spotify recordings. And I'm here today. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it.
Oh yes, I like how
Road, you guys need to. Jin should
This
be
is
an ambassador for Road.
This is barely like 5 minutes into the...
Yeah.
You're like a best salesman ever.
I didn't do anything.
2 minutes, yeah.
I'll be honest, I was low-key like by reflex expecting a Hits FM song to play. Coming from that. So
No, we can't do that. You know what? Because of copyright issues.
Forget that.
Yeah, damn you, YouTube.
But yeah, I think for the first time, can I just say that I'm very, very excited. I'm very happy. I'm very privileged to be able to be a part of this. I'm very honored to be sitting in the same room as the Ming thing, whom I also watch many of your videos and whom I grew up with watching Genie Boy TV videos, and to be in the same room as the both of you in the same place at the same time. I am very, very excited. Let's give a round of applause, guys. My gosh.
I just want to say,
goodness.
I can finally can use this line at this table right now. There are more hoes than bros.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Who doesn't know Brandon's actually one of the hoes as well?
Yeah, man.
Brandon
Somewhere along the
Ho.
line. Somewhere along the line.
Brandon Ho, Ming Han Ho,
And homing you,
and Ho Ming Yu.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
just saying.
So by the
Sorry,
way,
Jin.
just Jin, just for the record, you're outnumbered. Yeah. If you say anything stupid or funny, we're throwing you out in your own studio.
Okay.
We're gonna hold you up.
Put you on the island, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. So this Brandon just made us sound so old because when I was a kid, I watched you guys, but I think
It's true.
it's okay. I think the reason why Brandon said that's because you hardly see. Ming or Ming. Okay, well, I work with Ming Yu, I work with Ming Han, but the thing is, we don't work with them or actually collaborate with them on a very frequent basis.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
This is a new era altogether. I think it's the first time we're doing a podcast collab. Like for real. This has been a while coming.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey, what? Yeah, and I think the question, like Brandon said, hey, what's taking you so long to have like a podcast show with everybody else and stuff like that? And I was like, hey, sorry lah, I'm busy lah.
Brandon's the real executive producer, guys.
Yeah. If it's one thing I have to say, that Brandon likes to make things happen, and he likes to be the bridge between different people, different organizations.
Brandon, come on, man.
Right
now,
Brandon.
Now, a lot of you guys don't know this, all right? I'm not going to share too many details, but the thing is that, I think I'm a friend of both of you guys. I'm a friend of Jin. I'm a friend of Ming Han and Ming Yu as well.
Right.
So I've managed to speak to them each individually as well, and to find out things as well. And for me, there wasn't peace in my heart, lah. Okay, there just wasn't any peace in my heart. Why? Because when I spoke to them as individuals, I found out so many similarities. I found out that you guys actually share the same vision. You guys share the same goals. And you guys share the same dreams, especially in the scene of YouTube in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And so it really boggled my mind when I spoke to you guys as individuals. And I was speaking to Phoebe as well. I was like, this is very strange. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say that these people, I don't see them as competition. I see them as co-workers. And I see both parties as co-workers working towards a same common goal. And it just boggles my mind. Like you said, since 2011, you guys might have started slightly before that.
I think Ming started earlier.
2012.
No,
2012
11 was the official.
11, I was actually still studying.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that's when I started seeing Jin's videos with celebrities. And
Oh,
but it was very different.
the interview.
Yeah, it was
video.
very different.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, now it's 2019. We're almost towards the end of 2019. It's been almost 1 decade,
Oh, don't say that. that.
Well, just to put things into perspective here, okay? And it's been almost a decade, and then the way I look at it is like, what is going on, you see? And for me personally, knowing you guys as individuals, as my good friends, I said I cannot let this pass, I cannot just let this slide under the carpet. It's not right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why, I want to tell you guys as well, they say this like, oh, Brandon's the bridge and everything. I don't want to downplay what they have done as well as their own individual efforts as well. Because when I talked to Jim, when I spoke to Ming and everything like that, you guys don't know this, but when I spoke to Jin, I told him about it, it actually resonated with him. And what he did was, I didn't even know this. You knew this. I didn't know this. He took action immediately.
Right.
I had a 2-hour conversation with Jin right here at the same place where we're sitting right now.
Oh.
He was there and I was here. And I spoke to him for almost 2 hours. And I told him that you have this unique responsibility. I say you have this unique opportunity now that now you're heading JTV. And I didn't know this, but he took action immediately. And the reason I know that you took action immediately, Jin, you know why?
Why?
Because I was so excited after speaking to you.
Oh.
I gave Ming a call.
Yeah.
What?
Just so you know, I was in the studio trying to record.
I didn't tell you this.
For the
okay.
purpose of the audience,
yeah.
wondering what the
Wait,
heck is
by the way,
Brandon talking
we
about.
shared this with no context whatsoever, right?
Sorry.
Do we start crying now?
That has been the biggest question mark teaser in the world.
I love that, dude.
Because I'm like, I know what you're talking about.
Of course.
But all the Xiao Mei Mei Xiao Didi here were
Yeah,
just tuning in
sorry.
for the first time. I was like, Brandon call, like, Kong Mei.
Yeah.
Literally. What, like, I think
I think I'll leave the back story to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing the second part of it. Like I said, I was just so excited. I came out with guns blazing.
You
But
literally came out with freaking
So
guns.
sorry, I need to backtrack a little bit here.
Yeah.
So before we get to why I called you, maybe you guys have to own self tell your own stories first. Give a little backstory.
Jin, bring us into it, Jin. Come on.
Jin, maybe
I don't-
start with you.
I don't know where to start though.
Honesty is best policy.
Wait, hold
okay,
on.
you can
Before we
start.
start, right? Like, do you guys decide on your topic titles?
No.
No.
Okay.
also it's
never.
anything
Okay.
goes.
Anything goes,
So
man.
Let's do this.
So we're like,
Okay, like if
Yeah.
I were to backtrack to what I had a chat with Brandon about, I think
Yeah.
it's like more of like how everybody tends to kind of be selfish. You know what? I'm gonna say it out, myself included. I would like to. I would take the blame for everything. Everybody wants to just be the best of the best of the best, and when you come into this whole industry, working with everyone, everybody is different, and when you don't know anyone, you tend to assume. When you assume, you tend to bring out the worst in yourself.
Yeah.
With that being said, whether it's like your mindset or your what people say, what you hear people talk about you about and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Look, for me, it's like the first time I really got in touch with Ming was when when I watched this video. So what happened was I kind of like I saw the video and I was like, whoa, that film was cool. But at the same time, when that video blew up. And I was like saying that, hey, you know what? I kind of like have an idea that I want to write, and I wanted to have be a part of it because
Right.
I thought that she fits the whole girl next door vibe,
Right.
and I had this story in my mind. I thought that she'd be perfect to cast for, and then I won't dwell too much into it, but I cast it, and then I know that maybe in some way or another it was maybe a part of your team first, and.
Right.
As young kids, we tend to always want to take ownership,
Correct,
right? We want to take. That's my friend. I brought you into this. I want to take. I want to take ownership of something, and then it got out of hand. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people got in between the communication chain
Yeah.
of like saying that, you know what I heard? Actually, it's not
Right.
like that. You know what I
Actually,
heard?
if you actually since you
directional microphone.
Since you just said that,
Yeah.
right? There
Yeah.
was never really any talk between you and me after that.
Never. It was
just who
always.
said what's it in the middle, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there was always like or for example, I'm gonna like talk
Oh,
to one
boy.
person and then like break of chain.
Right.
You know that game
Yes. Right.
where you line up 10 people.
And then you tell one
Oh,
person
the Chinese
one thing.
whispers.
Yes.
Yeah, the Chinese whispers.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, because it usually ends up with bullshit at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's more of like and that's how it started. It started in a very like and for me it was okay. I'll admit because I was like a little bit affected because even before getting in touch, when I heard those things and I was like, but I went to Ming and I worked with him on a film. We did something with Sean.
Yeah.
The class count and stuff like that. But to hear all these things, like for example, like maybe they're not too fond of me, it kind of hurts a little bit. But
Right.
for me, it was completely okay.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like to be honest, it's really childish and embarrassing to talk about it right now because it's
After a decade,
stupid.
right? Legit.
It's so stupid. It's like, she cannot end my video out because just because I hear that Ming don't allow her. It's like,
Right.
what like that one? You know what I mean? And all of a sudden you draw this this whole freaking distance. Like, okay, cool. I don't want to have anything to do with this guy.
Yeah.
And then it will probably resonate the same way from you guys as well.
Right.
But like with that being said, then that's why probably people are asking how come Jin doesn't really work with the Ming thing.
Yeah.
And then for me it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, there might be a little bit of bitterness in the beginning, but it didn't still stop me from actually getting in touch with you guys to still kind of try and work with you guys because like I know that it takes a lot of courage for Ming to come out and say, hey, can I talk to you guys? I remember that conversation.
Once or twice, right?
Yeah, once or twice. It came out to talk to me and some other people. And then, it's like, hey, we're kids. And you know what? As much as like we as much as we don't have much drama like the Singaporeans do. Oops.
That's not even...
It's not to say that we don't have drama. We do, but we just don't play it publicly.
Correct.
We just keep it down under the rug.
Yeah.
And then it just builds and builds and builds and builds.
Yeah.
And then for me, like it comes to a certain point, it's like, okay, they're running their own business and I'm running my own business. Like we don't rely on each other.
Yeah.
We don't kill each other in terms of competition.
Just live and let live.
And then I had a chat with Brandon, and Brandon was like telling me, that you have this like the position to kind of like build the community together. I mean, as much as like I know where he's coming from, but for me, it's like I don't think I have. I mean, like I don't want to make myself sound like anyone. I'm nobody's significant in this
like the
playground.
Moses of YouTube, right?
Yeah. But I think like I mean like when he said it, I was like, yeah, you know what? That's kind of cool because initially when the whole YouTube scene started in Malaysia, it was literally 5 channels going around doing stuff together and not expecting anything in return, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow somewhere in the middle everything just stopped and everybody had their own agenda and everybody was just hearing Chinese whispers and then everybody was just like oh, what's going on? And instead of just like going and confronting it, it's more of like okay, bye.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you see, because like I said, when I spoke to you guys individually, I'm like, oh my gosh, and everything is just hearsay. When I speak to you personally, I was like, that is not even close to the person, and then when I speak, it's not even close, and that's how I know, and that's how I can attest to what you said. It's more of this Chinese whispers, People go around saying things, and it just comes back full circle, and it's not the same as when it started, and so it goes on and becomes BS completely. And this is the BS that is received by both parties, and I'm like, come on, And
oh my God, guys, Brandon is using the BS word. This is serious.
How dare you say BS?
You better bleep that. You better bleep that S out. No. So that's what I heard you say, and I was like, no. So that is, I know he was sharing with me, And when I heard that, I was like, no, this is not right already. Because how long is this going to go on for?
Well, technically 7 years.
Long enough, right? Long enough,
yeah.
right? So that's what I know when he shared with me the problems, and that's how he felt, And he was very genuine about it. He said, this is how I felt, and he said he felt horrible about it. There's nothing to be proud of. There's nothing to be like, oh wow, we did this. Our ego, our pride, blah, blah. It was nothing like that. He was genuinely upset about it, And that's why I said, if you feel upset about it, if you feel like there's something wrong with it, then that is one step close. Well, you're one step. You're solving the problem already. You're one step into solving the problem. Half 50% of the battle is won.
I think like for me is so. I mean, like if you're listening to this podcast and you still don't follow what's going on, there was beef. There was beef between like the YouTube community, and I would say like there's beef between me and the Ming thing, right? And all this hearsay and stuff like that. There, you're up to speed right now.
Practically that.
But the thing is like where I'm coming from is because like being in this whole limelight thing I've been doing for 15 years, being on radio. I mean, you're the center of attention. It's either people hate you or they hate you so bad or they like you. I wouldn't say love. And you know what I mean? Like I have heard so many things about myself from different people, good and bad. And most of the time I would say that there are nicer things than bad, but it's the bad things that you will keep and always remember.
Definitely.
And when you hear them like every once in a while, you tend to be very, used to it. And then you kind of like be a sponge. Like, so in my position, I was a sponge, kind of like absorbing everything in and just squeezing it out somewhere else and not do anything about it because it's like, it's normal. It's like that.
But he wasn't happy. I can tell you that much. He wasn't happy.
No one's happy if you're gonna sponge all that stuff up. Like, no human being should be happy about sponging stuff up.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. But I mean, what is from your side? He shared his perspective. And yes, he was very genuine about it. But from your side,
I think, wow, dude, this is crazy. I love that we're actually just jumping into this from the start. Like, this is monumental in all sense of the word.
You both know how monumental this is.
yes.
You know?
Oh yeah,
No.
in more
we do.
senses than one. Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I'll speak my piece. I came back from England.
Yeah.
And I saw the YouTube scene, and at the time Ming wasn't even like, he's like, I don't know if I'm doing this like for reals, because I'm just doing this for fun. And I saw like, hey, but dude, there's so many people doing it, and there's Jin in it. And also we were telling Jin in our podcast that we listened to him on the radio and everything. So like there's this sense of wonder that, oh my gosh, Ryan Seacrest just started a YouTube channel. That's our.
That was the equivalent.
We always tell people this, because to us he was Ryan Seacrest.
Whoa.
And you know Ryan Seacrest was massive in like Idol, right?
The China version.
Correct, the China version. So there was a lot of like, there was. I think like Jin said, there was so much uncertainty, and you don't really know each other. You only know that you all kind of do the same thing, and then there's always, of course, like walls and guards up, and everyone just kind of sussing each other out, not knowing if like, okay, are we really friends? Or do we just do the same thing?
Yeah.
Right? And I think that was the case with most of what happened in the early years. No one actually took the time to get to know each other.
I think no one was in a place to do that.
Because they were trying to figure out themselves.
Yeah, you don't sit down with strangers and have heart-to-heart talks, right? You just do what you got to do.
Yeah. And I feel like from there, like whether it's Chinese Whispers dude, there've been so many stories, real or not real, that have been thrown around about everyone in the scene, right?
Yeah.
That it gets to the point that now, like 7 years, 8 years later, you're just like, what the smack, you know? Like, what were we actually doing? But I think safe to say, like what we observed, or what I felt was, I always felt like we always felt like we were the outcast. Because I think like we never got to, every time I saw like Wong Fu or David Choi come and hang out, and then like, oh man, at least we were friends with Wong Fu.
Man.
Yeah, but it was never Jin.
Yeah.
There was always some people
Yeah.
like amplifying the fact that this is the YouTuber gang, but TMT will never be part of it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
other people would point it out, and they would
Yeah.
show us him like, hey, you're not there. Then we're like,
Yeah.
oh. Yeah,
But
we're
we
not.
kind of grew used to that from the
Yeah.
start, because it was pretty much out of our hands at some point. Okay.
And so I think even on that, our collaborations with other people like stopped very quickly.
Yeah.
From year 2.
Yeah.
Like I think we didn't even collaborate with like anyone else after that much.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we just kind of just went into our little corner, because it felt like, you know what? Okay, maybe we were different. Maybe it's us. Maybe it's them. I don't know. Whatever it is, we'll just figure this out on our own.
Yeah.
And that was the honest truth. I mean, and the weird part is, like you said, every time when it comes to jobs and agencies, it's always both of our channels.
Yeah.
Our names are always dropped in the same room at the same time.
And
Right?
and all of a sudden, you have like, I'm not pointing fingers or anything.
Yeah.
Someone from that room that will go and talk to somebody else,
Yes.
and then somebody say, hey, you know what? I heard that people like the Ming said that you should choose them over Genie Boy TV because they're better. And I'm like, huh? Oh,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So
So
there was a lot of agencies pitting our brands against each other.
Yeah.
Not essentially us, but the names, because we turn up in the same deck.
Yeah.
I think we're going to say a lot of things here that we never publicly said in our
I've
lives.
never said all this.
look at Brandon. He's like,
Brandon's like, what did you do, Brandon?
what did you do?
Brandon is like, it's all coming together now.
Oh no.
Now I will be king.
All right, so I guess on that note, actually, to be honest, why we were so quiet is I think there's a lot of fear.
Yeah.
As college kids coming out, like literally fresh off the college sphere, we were looking at, I think we had the perspective of you like, yo, you're a DJ. These guys are adults. They know what they're doing. And then suddenly the fangs have turned on us and like, oh shit. What could we possibly have done? But
Right.
I will say, I mean, even at the start, I mean, I remember the Unfold season very clearly, right? I think there was a lot of like layers in between with other people involved. I'm not going to mention names at this point, because I think we've all moved past that. Managed to really talk to some of those people as well.
Yeah.
There was definitely more ingredients added into the pot. And
I see.
Then before I could even reach out, the damage was done.
Yeah.
And emotions have exploded. And I was like, okay, my only thing that I could hold was, if I really didn't want to support, I would have never passed over the contact in the first place.
Yeah.
And I was at a point,
Which was really surprising though.
Yeah.
Because like oh yeah, sure.
yeah, there was no doubt, but because okay, backstory, I've actually known since I was 18. So the whole acting thing really happened by accident, and she found this newfound joy. So I'm like, yeah, anything you will do. What can I help you? And then Jin came along like, oh my gosh, his channel is like times 10 mine. Please go. At that point, TMT is the smallest channel out there. I just want to say, okay,
Correct.
we were freaking like 4,000 subscribers when Danku was clocking in 10K. Okay, just saying.
Freaking dang cool, dude.
So, and then I look at him like, wow, Danku. So there was definitely a lot of different layers that packed on. But I think what I really learned from that season is I was very passive. I never actually actively went out and said like, yo, we got to go talk about this.
Yeah.
I just like, you know what? Let's just let this go and see what happens. Big mistake. Never let this go if you can solve it today. That's what I really learned from it.
Yeah.
And what I did, I'm a psychologist by training. So one interesting thing that I did was, this was a very harsh experiment on myself. I really closed myself off to events, to talking to clients, to talking to agencies.
Right.
You can ask me and the guys. I locked myself into just me and my paper and writing. But every time I would go out, I would hear the same thing. You know,
And then there's like
they all say
more
this
and
about
more
you guys.
stories about who said what, we said to
but
who,
the
what.
most interesting part is always like, hey, I heard you said this about them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've not been out. Like something is going on and
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Right.
But again, I don't, I've never said this to anyone. It's more like I really tried to, because being a psych by training, you have to cut off as many factors as possible.
Yeah.
So I even eliminated my own voice to see where the noise was coming from.
Right.
True enough, I did find out where the noise was coming from, but I also don't believe in feeding the machine. To kill the gossip machine, you got to stop gossiping.
Right.
Is. But I also found out at the time, like I did know that like from where Jin came from in radio and stuff. I do realize that it was a thing. Like there were people talking a lot of like smack about Jin, especially because of his newfound success. Of course, people going to talk smack. I mean, like. It's not something that happens every day, and there was definitely jealousy. You can hear it in your people's voice. It's why you of all people get this? You know,
I know, I get
kind
that
of
a
thing,
lot.
Yeah, but I think it was not a right time to talk about that also, because definitely the defenses were all up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's in my mind. It was also more like, I'm pretty sure someone told you about me, so this, so you expect that. But what I could try and do was like, you know what, I come in peace. I've never asked for anything from you guys, and I'm not going to expect anything from you guys, but I want you to guys know that we're actually okay with you.
Yeah.
That was all I could do, because I didn't want to say like, actually, this person is the one, that person is the one.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Like
what,
it was like no use pointing fingers, man. Really.
I mean, I can put some names down, but you guys might need to edit it out later. might open some old wounds, to be honest. But it was, to be honest, it was a lot of fear, because I think we came in as kids and we were faced up with adults doing work. Even Danku is so much older than me. Just saying. Just
Danku's
saying.
not young, everyone
He's not
listening.
young,
Y'all need
guys.
to know that Danku's not young.
Yeah, he's not.
The beanie is a trick, guys. Just saying. But yeah, it was, I think what really locked us into, I think when it comes to politics and the application to that was, I think it locks a lot of people into fear of trying to get out of the box. Because I think being the smallest at that time as well, we felt like we couldn't do anything. Like our words didn't matter at all. So no matter what we said, immediately there was a backlash from somewhere.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, that might not be true, but this is also what happened. And we're like, I think one of the most ridiculous things, I don't think you were there, but there was another peace talk. I think the most ridiculous thing that I heard was, Ming, I heard you call some Cantonese word. And I'm like, I don't speak the language.
Oh wow.
I literally don't speak that Cantonese, you know?
Yeah.
And at that point, like I had a very good idea, like, okay, I know where this is coming from, I know what's going on, but for like 5 years, I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Literally that. But yeah.
That
brings
was
us to
for
today.
me, you see, because when I hear this, both parties are actually not happy. Both parties are
Yeah.
actually hurting. So when I heard about this, and I can tell, like, you know, I mean, these guys, you know, they've been producing great content, great quality content for so many years.
Right.
And can you imagine having the same goals, the same vision
Right.
for at least the YouTube scene in the region or in Malaysia? Both having the same goals, but both going like that.
Yeah.
It was just, for me, it was just so strange. It was so
Right.
weird. And both parties still hurting. I didn't see any sense to come out of that. And this is after like at least 7-8 years of
I mean, we just
going
met
through
you
this
very
kind of
recently,
things.
yeah.
Oh yeah, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, we just met each other recently. But you know, I mean, I'm so appreciative for the fact that, you know, like I said just now, you know, I don't want to downplay what you guys have done as well, because he took action immediately.
Yeah.
And back to it, when I told you about this, when I had this conversation with you, and you took it upon yourself to do something about it, and I was so excited after having that conversation with you. I mean, I'm sure you couldn't tell, but I was so excited. Driving back.
He was so excited. He freaking called me.
I called Ming
wow.
I was like,
immediately.
okay, what's happening?
I didn't know you called Ming.
Right.
Yeah.
I called him straight, and then I told Ming, I said, Ming, you need to do something about this. I just spoke to Jin,
Right.
and I say, he's being real about it. He's being genuine about it, and he's sincere.
Yeah.
And part of me tells me that he's also ready.
Yeah.
He's ready to reconcile. The word is to reconcile.
Yeah.
Right.
To move past, and of course, healing and everything like that, but to move past and to work towards a new future, a new era, if I may. And I told him, Ming, you have to do something. And the first thing he told me was like, oh yeah, are we working, or is there a shoot or something? I was like, no, it's nothing to do with
I'll
work.
be honest with you, I thought when he called me,
Yeah.
I was like, some kind of
Prank.
gotcha call.
Yeah.
I was listening to my phone. I'm like trying to pick up the feedback. I'm like, are you recording a podcast right now?
He actually said to me.
Oh, really?
And I said, no, it's not about work. And I said, I need you to tell you
A
something.
bit of backstory about that. So what happened was actually like out of nowhere. But I have to really say, like, I do believe in the term babies bring villages together.
That's what I wanted to say. This whole thing came about because of, why?
Why?
Babies.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. They say babies are a blessing from God, right? And I
Yeah.
can tell you 100%. Because Phoebe has met Hazel, right?
Yeah.
And the only baby that she hasn't met is...
was.
Yeah, it was Haley, right?
Was.
So
Yeah.
she was dying to meet Haley. She's like, I've already met Hazel, but I want to meet Haley. And honestly, I was so annoyed by it. Because, I mean, I was...
She wants a baby boy. Like, come on.
Clear, Brandon.
Yeah, I was so afraid of it. Why? Because I wasn't that close to Ming Han as well at
Yeah,
the time,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, B, honestly, if you want to meet Haley, I really don't mind. But I said, we're not that close. I mean, you don't even really know Suyan.
It's going to sound weird as shit. Like, bro, can I come over see your baby?
Exactly. It sounds so weird. We're not even that close to that person, Kaiser, anytime, no problem.
Yeah, and so funny though. It's like my Michelle, my wife, got close to Ming's
That's
wife.
what I'm about to say. Because babies bring people together.
That was actually the start of it.
That's
because I
right.
came home one day and
Yeah.
Suyan has been like, hey, you know what? Michelle might be coming over. I'm like, sorry, what?
Yeah.
Which Michelle?
Michelle Tan, Michelle Ho, our cousin.
I don't really know many Michelles. Like, oh, the Michelle with the baby. Michelle, we don't know any. Michelle, the baby. You mean Jin, Michelle?
Yeah.
They're coming over. I'm like, whoa.
So there we go, you see?
That was the day I believed in the phrase, like, babies bring together. Because what happened was, actually, Brandon came over to my place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he started asking really, like, interesting questions. And, like, yo, in front of my wife, I was like, I'm just going to tell you this. This has never left this house. And I told him a bit of a background about what's been happening. And he was like, he had this,
Oh.
look. And then he went back. And the next thing I know, I was in the studio and then I got a call. I'm like, yo, okay, this guy's happened. Again, he didn't give me any details. He said, like, we got to talk. We're like, okay,
Right.
I'm open to it. But I told him I've always been open to talk. I just
Yeah.
like never knew how.
Yeah.
But I guess like the baby thing really brought it up because like it was so interesting from not having any contact at all.
And all of a
to, like,
sudden, yeah, we're
like, no, not us. Our wives are freaking talking every day. And I'm like, sorry, what? You're exchanging what nipple creams? And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, Brandon. I need to deliver what? Okay. But I think like we literally were talking about it just now. I think it just took some time for us to grow up.
Yeah.
It took some time for people to move around
Yeah.
and to really line things up. Because I did remember telling him like right before that, after Michelle started talking to Suyan, out of nowhere, like I think work circumstances also happened. So Jin started calling up and I was very surprised because usually I thought like, hey, going to collab. But no, it was for work.
Yeah.
So I also exchanged some questions and I really came to a point like, yo, we have differences, but if we work together, I would not have. I think it would be a very different scene today because what drove the scene in 5 years ago was the fact that all five of us met up and did some stuff
Collaborated,
together,
yeah.
right? But then business got in the way, work got in the way, egos, money, you name it, everything
Yeah.
got in the way, and everyone wanted a slice of the pie.
Yeah.
Then we, after 5 years, figured out there's too many pies to eat.
Yeah.
We can't eat finish, But I think that came with time. And this opportunity, we had to meet another hole, literally.
Yeah, it took another hole.
It took another hole.
What up, ho?
Yeah. Literally bros before hoes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
This is hoes before bros. But yeah, it was a lot. I think also, but another big factor to me, we were just talking about it also, looking at politics in the other industries, in the other countries, made me
Yeah.
really thankful for what we have.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
got
do sweep
nothing.
it under the rug,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
really we don't lash it out in public. Like
Yeah.
I was like, even if like nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
even if at certain jobs we do get pitched against them, we'll be super honest and say like, yo, this does not look like a job for us. You should try them because
Yeah.
we don't have that reach. It's not our style.
Yeah.
So it's a very open thing that we do, and it is the weirdest thing always happens when the people will pit people like us against each other. Like, hey, you're all so expensive. Say you're cheaper or more expensive than this. I'm like, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the nicer part is that today, maybe if they're listening, surprise agencies, all of us are actually talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know the tricks that you guys are playing,
Correct.
okay?
Yeah.
Just saying, like the whole like, hey, Jin, Ming is going to be at the event, you better come out. Okay. Hey, Ming, Jin is going to be at the event, you better come, okay? Like,
And then both
yeah,
of us have RSVP yet. Like, tipu bro.
we're not going.
Tipu
Oh,
but yeah, but that, I think, in a nutshell, that is actually essentially the quote unquote non-existent but existent politics of the
Yeah.
YouTube scene.
The industry
Yeah,
of
the
the
industry.
entertainment world.
Yeah,
Not,
yeah.
okay, not only the entertainment world, but also the different like
Yeah.
industries you're in. You know, this happens not only on. This happens not only in the entertainment world. It happens
Yeah.
in the workspace. It happens in school.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a different level, a different thing altogether. And
Yeah.
like for me, it's like, yeah, it's very childish.
Yeah.
It's very childish.
Yeah.
And like for me, it's like, okay, this is how I would like look. I come from a position where like I don't know. I think I don't tell this to everyone, but sometimes like my friends would send me like links, like for example laoyat.net, and then he'll send me a thread that is dedicated to Ginny Boy haters.
Oh my
Oh,
lord.
what the
Yeah,
heck?
and you have like a lot of people like say, "Oh, why do we watch this like kind of things and whatever not?" And sometimes I do get all these links just very randomly. I don't know
do
why.
they send you these things?
I don't know.
They should be filtering them out. Get new
And
friends in.
I don't think they mean it in any way to
Yeah.
harm me or anything, but they just
Just want
want
to FYI.
like, hey, just so you know, these people are talking about you. Are you gonna go out and defend yourself?
Yeah.
But I don't think they realize that when you get stuff like that,
No,
it doesn't make you go out and defend yourself. It makes you lock yourself up a little bit more,
Yeah, definitely.
and
Yeah.
and tend to like ask yourself, am I really that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for me, I don't know. I've been going through like I had a chat with Brandon about this. I think like for the past 2 years or 3 years, I've been going through kind of like a lot of things. I think with regards to like running a business, trying to like. I think at one point in time, I was really very not confident with the work that I wrote, or like I was very like what's the word? It's like I like whatever I wrote was shit.
The
Yeah.
past 3 years.
Yeah, and you know, and it's not only me thinking that it's shit, but
Yeah.
there are certain people that contributes
Yeah.
to that, thinking that I write really shitty content.
Right.
And it hit me, it got me in a rut. Like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna focus on this. I'm gonna focus on other things. You know what I mean? And that's why I started a talent agency. I started working with people, and I found joy in that. And that's why I worked with Brad. I reached out to Brad and hey. Do you want to be part of this talent agency? Can I manage you? And I build things for people and stuff. And I found comfort. I found comfort there because you know why? I think at the end of the day, whatever I'm doing here hasn't changed. I loved creating new stuff.
Yeah.
Loved is the wrong word. I love creating new things. I love working with people. I always bring people together, whether you're from whatever YouTube channel and work together and make something crazy.
Right.
Like for you guys, and like I mean, despite like these 2 years, I there is a phone call that comes to you. Hey, could you guys like come to our office and shoot like a cameo,
right,
like
right.
for a scene and stuff like that?
Right.
I love that because when that happens, everyone's happy,
Yeah.
right? Everyone is just happy. Like whether it's up on one channel or other, everyone's just happy to share because like, hey, I was a part of this.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I was active enough to go out and keep doing that. Obviously, that's work in the line. Trying to run a business is stressful.
Yes.
Trying to make sure that
Yeah.
Brandon,
Can
can eat is also very stressful.
Oh man.
So yeah, so I would like for me, it's like I wish I could do that a lot more. But the thing is, one can only bottle up so much things, and one only can do so much. So what I'm trying to say is like, I'm glad that we have this conversation
Yeah.
because like, look, this has gone on for too long, and
Yeah.
for anything that you've ever heard that came from my own mouth, I like to say that I'm sorry.
Right. Right.
And
Likewise, man.
it's not so much of like it's not so much of me trying to direct it. directed at you. If I ever said anything bad, it's more of like myself trying to defend myself and say,
Right.
no, I'm not that.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's the least that I can do.
Right.
And to be honest, I think like after hearing this conversation, is like this will happen. You will never ever be able to avoid politics
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
And it sucks because as much as some people are bold enough, like I know Brandon. Brandon's the type, I got a problem, right? He's straight away go to the root of the problem, try to solve it. One.
Correct.
Not everyone's like Brandon.
I.e. instantaneous phone call.
Yeah, not everyone
Yeah.
is like Brandon.
Yeah.
Some people, when they're like, oh, okay, the guy doesn't like my
I'll
work.
just
Okay,
walk away.
all right,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And after that, you hear again, okay, that's confirmed that he doesn't like me. And then after that, like 5 months down the road, you don't hear anything. And after that, like 1 year, you hear the same thing. Oh, I heard this guy said it. Okay, yeah, it's definitely confirmed that this guy doesn't like me. All right, then okay, silence. So yeah, and like for me, it's like, to be honest, like reaching out to you guys to work, it's not hard. And for me, it's like for you guys, it's like, oh yeah, cool. Let's do something. But that's one thing that always crosses my mind though. Every time when you guys say yes, right, I always feel like you guys are like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll do it. What does he really want from this? I always have that thinking in my mind, thinking that you guys like, oh, what does he want working with us? Is there something? Is there a hidden agenda? Can I
Right.
tell you it's not?
Right.
Just in case if you're wondering,
Right.
that's me.
No, it's great that you put it out now.
Yeah, it's me thinking. It's me. That's what I
Yeah.
literally go through. That's what
Yeah.
I literally think in my mind. It's like,
Right.
okay, if I call them, would they think something? But when you guys say yes, it's okay.
Yeah.
I know we work with Ming you a lot. Like,
Yeah,
like
no,
on-
I know.
on film.
I actually, to be honest, can I tell you that
Can
dynamic?
I also just
Yeah, you should like. I said like, yo, I think they have a problem with me,
Mm-hmm.
but can you be the peace offering?
It's
Oh,
like
man.
sacrificial lamb.
No, so for real, because I think the best part of doing it as brothers is
Yeah.
like we cover each other's backs, basically that. So I told them like, yo, Ming, I know it's gonna take a while for me to be okay with this.
Yeah.
Not I'm okay with this, but the situation is not.
Yeah.
You represent like that's the easiest because it's the cleanest slate.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I mean,
that's it.
I got to share this story because so a while back, I think maybe 2 years ago, I did a video with Jin on Jin Boy TV. It was called "The Girl That Changed Me."
Oh yeah.
and
And
that was I think that
yeah.
was my first video with you guys.
Yeah.
But that video meant so much to me.
Oh really?
Like I don't know. I think maybe because like for real that might have been the kind of like the first reach out since forever, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, Ming, you. I thought it was gonna be a cameo. So I think initially when you told me about it and Erwin followed up, I was like, oh, is it just a cameo role? I mean, I don't mind doing cameo. And he told you, no, you're the main actor. I'm like, what?
Okay.
It's a 2-day shoot.
What? Oh.
Why am I? How is this possible? But after the whole thing, I mean, after we shot 2 days, I mean, I remember we went to the university. We were doing it in like a couple of houses and everything. After the whole thing, and we were in Morningwood Cafe, and just kind of like having dinner, and when we say goodbye and we said our thanks and byes, and I hugged all of you guys.
Yeah.
There was like, wow, shucks, this is what it could have been.
Right. Yeah.
Right? That was the biggest feeling, and I went back and I told Ming Han, I was like, Ming Han, this is crazy, dude. Like the feeling that you're having now, right? Just like I felt it, I was like, oh my gosh, Ming Han, actually,
Yeah.
there's a lot more in common, man.
Yeah.
There's so much that we all kind of like want to do and have in mind. But just because of like the years and all that, I mean, we all have gotten so introverted and just kind of like stuck to ourselves, right? Like I felt like that was such a that was a moment I went back and told me, I was like, man, that was a really. He asked me how was it? Was it okay? I was like, dude, it was one of the best shoots I've had in a while.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
was-
that
it was
video
really
did very
meaningful.
well. Oh, it's like that
Yeah.
video blew up.
That
dude.
video did very well.
That blew up.
Just saying.
I
Yeah.
really agree. I mean, I think something that the people at home don't know about, because I feel like what you just shared about how you hear things about yourself and then you don't like a lot of friends like Brandon, right? We don't act on it, and then the more we hear about it, the more it makes us want to step back.
Yeah.
Because I think what people don't realize about most people here and in the industry is that we're all actually really introverted.
Yeah.
YouTube
A lot of
scene
people
is-
expect me to be extroverted.
Actually,
You know.
Me too,
YouTube
yeah.
scene is the introverted scene.
Yeah.
Because we're all freaking
I
hiding
think
in our own rooms.
on camera, on camera and on stage, and when we host events and we were on our stories, like we have fun. I mean, that's because we're comfortable doing all that. But
Yeah.
our default mode is me. I just love to be alone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's the same for you as
Yeah,
well.
I like to be alone.
And people who are introverted, we process and think and overthink a lot.
when,
Yeah.
when you're alone too much.
Yeah, and I honestly think that's the reason why things have
Yeah.
become what it became.
On all those notes, I feel like the biggest challenge for me stepping out of college into the work world was I'm I really come from a gang of friends of mental health psychologists.
Wow.
My college years were so peaceful, and then I go into the entertainment industry, and I had to doubt a lot of things because I think we did have a talk, and I really tried my best to say to Jin like, hey yo, actually, if you didn't give me anything, it's also okay. I actually just want to be friends. I just want everyone to be okay with each other, and I tried to leave it at that, but. Like really, I think there was definitely more people involved. It was not just both of us. It was a lot more people involved.
I think I know we know, but we won't bring those people in.
Yeah.
There's no point.
There's no point because I think the main gist was there will be politics, but what I really wanted the whole YouTube scene to have was like, yo, people can say it, but I can check with you. I can check you, and I know that we all have each other's backs.
And
Basically
which is weird because I feel like that's happened quite a lot in this past 1-2 years. Like we of course through our different jobs, whatever. But I know Ming Han and Jin would have text messages, and I'll be like, hey man, can you just check with Jin how much this, and then I will message Jin. I'm like, dude, I have this job coming up. Does this?
Yeah.
Like,
You've spoken to me or my wife and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I've called Ming to ask him for advice.
So now all the clients, now all the
interesting.
clients listening in are like shit.
Yeah. Oh no, they talk. You know?
man.
But yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I think maybe after that shoot, that's what gave me confidence to be like, you know what, I actually I can talk to them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and there's a clear channel where, like you said at the start of the podcast, I think, to be honest, I think the initial years there was very little direct communication between us and you.
No, that never was a direct.
It was never.
Don't know why I gave that. Okay, I'm not trying to say that I'm anyone. I don't know why I gave that vibe. And there's no intent to do that.
It's as if like, hey yo, you're the DJ we heard on the radio. Takan, we're not gonna call you every other. Just saying.
No,
like,
there was always a sense of like, oh man, it's Jin. So maybe that was why.
Don't call lah. It's okay.
Better don't call lah.
Don't disturb me.
Kena kacau call lah.
But yeah, you never know. I think it's definitely the. I mean, if there's anyone listening in who's like want to be a YouTuber, I think the hardest part of this industry, or maybe any industry, is when you turn from college to work.
Yeah.
You never really know if like, hey, are you doing this because you want to benefit from what I do? And you can ask me, I actually tell people this. I never wanted you to feel like, hey, I want to be your friend because I want your reach. I really like. I tell Jen that as well, and like because I've known Jen since like even before the YouTube scene. And I say, like, it's not that I don't want to use you for acting. I know you're freaking blowing up right now, but I never want you to feel that I want to use you now because you're damn hot right now.
Right.
Like I never wanted my friends. I always feel like friends first, then you work.
Yeah.
If I have something that fits you, then I'll use you. Not like, hey, client want Jen because she's very hot right now. Okay, everything put Jen like why for this? But I think my biggest
Hi Jen.
my biggest qualm growing up was I never knew how to express that, so I just didn't say anything. I just kept to myself, and I mean, because on my end it's like I think Jin every day got people asking him, hey, put me a video lah, hey, this
Confirm.
that.
You got stories to tell about that. So
man.
Hey, Jin, we all good friend, right? Put my brand in your video lah. Hey, Jin, we all good friend. Put me in your video. So like, I really didn't want to be another one. I was like, hey, I don't want you to feel that I'm approaching you because I want that. But also I feel because of that diverging path, I think we all grew very differently, but we really had to depend on craft because numbers was not our game. Still isn't, by the way.
Yeah.
but at least there is this ability to understand like, okay, this is actually what has been happening on our side.
Right.
And I think it's finally, to my relief, can say it on neutral grounds. Literally that. Because I think a lot of animosity or what definitely spurs from the fact that this is number one, hey, it's freaking social media. It's freaking entertainment scene. It's already preset with people who have insecurity issues.
Oh yeah.
That's all of us, man.
That's basically why
us,
everyone guns for the
exactly.
likes, right? But also I think a lot of growing up has had to be done first before we could come back to the table and say like, actually, that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
See, I didn't say BS.
He went all out.
Now, I mean,
basically that.
I'm so happy. Honestly, I am. This is so weird.
This guy.
Yeah.
Can't be Dr.
But-
Phil just saying that.
But on this note of like reconciliation, and I truly feel in my heart that this is the beginning of something that, obviously healing is going to take time. It's not that one conversation like this is instantly is going to work after that. It's going to take time.
Saying, this is not the first time this has happened.
Yeah, exactly. You
But
see,
yeah, but in the
and I'm aware of that. You
It's
see.
the first time that it's so. I mean, I think it's the first time that like we've all kind of sat down and thought about it on
Yeah.
our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first time it's so public.
Yeah.
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 You're freaking
Ever.
recorded. So
This,
long.
I love it, dude.
I mean, if you don't have to upload this, it's fine. I don't really care. But yeah, but I mean, after 7 years, obviously, one point is it's not going to take an overnight
No, of
thing.
course.
Yeah, this whole process of healing and moving towards this right direction is
Yeah.
going to take time. Maybe 1 year, maybe 1 month, maybe 1 week. We don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it is a work in progress.
Yeah.
But it's just I
Yeah.
won't say, okay, I'm not sure if it's the right thing to say that it's a starting point.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, okay, now we know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And like for me, it's like, well, I've never ever discounted you guys when it comes to working together.
Right.
Yeah.
To be honest, I have never. I've always told the boys like, hey man, we call them Ming brothers because I think they'll be perfect for this role. And
Yeah.
then I would love to do that a lot more.
Yeah.
But like right now I'm trying to run a company that I'm just trying to
Actually,
fix some stuff.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, you're absolutely right. I think what was the driving force behind me wanting to do this also is because as a kid turned suddenly business runner,
Yeah.
it's a lonely job, man.
Yeah.
It is tough.
It is.
Because no
Very.
one you suddenly lose the ability to talk to your friends about work. Because
Yeah.
they don't understand what you're trying to
Yeah.
accomplish and what you try to do or what you have to burden on yourself. And that actually said like, hey, you know what? You know who's really alone besides Denku? It's sorry, it's Jin. It's all like Jared, Jin, everyone who started this for fun and is now doing it as a job.
Yeah.
It's a freaking lonely thing.
We're all in
Yeah.
the same,
Wow,
same boat but different boat.
Yeah. But now that you put it that way, it's
Yeah.
actually really true.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of the day, like at night, I would
Yeah.
be sitting alone
Yeah.
in my chair when my wife and my baby's asleep.
Yeah.
In front of a computer, and you just read, and it's you're alone.
You're looking for the next business article that you can find.
Yeah.
Basically, but what really opened me to the eyes is because I could not look into the YouTube scene, I went other places.
Right,
I started
right.
connecting with other business owners, and the power of having a circle behind you was what the YouTube scene never had.
Yeah, because
Because-
we were the first to do it.
Yeah, we were the first, and it fizzled out. And
Yeah.
thank God. I mean, the agencies definitely thank God for a while because we fizzled out. But
Yeah.
I think what really wants like that, especially having a kid now, I think to put down a future for not just myself.
Yeah.
That goes for saying like, yo, I think first and foremost, definitely we're not expecting like, hey, tomorrow let's just start, everything. It's more of like
Much business.
I think
JTV thing.
the Jimmy thing.
I also just want to say that might be the coolest thing
That's
ever.
really
Yeah.
disgusting. Just say. I think it's first and foremost. If you guys listening in for the juice, that's great. But I think in the realm of being an entrepreneur, quote unquote, it's a very lonely road. It's a stressful as shit road.
Yeah.
Everyone will remember your successes, but they remember the failures even more.
Yep.
You gotta live with the failures for even longer.
Yes.
And basically,
And like Jin said at the start, I
Yeah.
think there's constantly going to be people talking smack about you,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And there's no way for you to make everyone like you.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
think that's one of
crazy.
the biggest lessons that personally I had to learn as well.
Yeah.
I think, wow, this past few years have been just kind of like, wow, everything I thought I was, I realize I'm not.
Oh, I mean, just adding to that again, like because you come in a background where you're entertaining and you're supposed to make jokes and you have
Yeah.
make people laugh, and the only general response you want is like, oh my god, this is funny. Oh my god, this made my day. And all of a sudden he comes like, hey, what are you trying to be?
Yeah,
This guy sucks. Hey, he's damn arrogant. Well,
Yeah.
that's the number one thing I get like, all the way because apparently I got a resting bitch face, right? So yeah, so that's all these things. I mean, like although again, all these negative things that come to any of us does not supersede the good things that come in, but it's
Yeah.
always the bad things that sticks,
Yeah.
which is which sucks
It's
really.
the stuff that you remember at night.
And the worst part is we all always talk more about the bad things
Yeah.
than try to reinforce
Yeah.
the good things.
And other
Yeah.
people also amplify on these bad things
Definitely.
and
Yeah.
nothing about the good things.
Until you meet Brendan Ho.
Oh yeah.
if I may,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, if I may, lah, okay, because part of reconciliation, right, is really to, I mean, not to purposely bring up past wounds just to hurt each other again, but like what you did just now, I thought it was very courageous. But you apologize for certain things as well to them.
I think I should
Yeah,
because
and what is there anything that both parties would have to? But is there anything that you would want to apologize to to the Ming thing or
Wow.
or both of them?
I can see the title now. Public apologies.
Oh man. I just have to say that
Yeah.
I've done my fair share of from defending myself, saying that the Ming brothers have a hidden agenda,
Yeah.
and I have said some things that I'm not proud of.
Yeah.
And the thing is, yes, I have said it, and I'll admit it, right? But that's not gonna stop me from coming up and say that, hey, let's work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to apologize for that.
Yeah.
I think you obviously, come on, it can only come from me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, even if it come from people else, still come from me.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, like, if it came from anyone, irregardless whether it's me or anyone else, I think I would have to say I'm sorry, because I don't think I want to. I mean, like, listening to your side, I don't think I want to put you in that position to think that of yourselves, of being the outcasts, because to be honest, at certain times in my life, I thought I was the outcast too.
Right.
And the thing is, it's so funny that people don't know unless you talk, right?
Yeah.
And the thing
Yeah.
is, everybody would think that, you know what, he's got problems, I'm not gonna ask.
Yeah.
It's his issues, let him settle it himself.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
on my side, at least, on our side, definitely same thing. I think definitely public apology and straight up to you for the times where we've either one just kind of like either said, Jin, maybe a bit sombong, but more, I think the one that is more prevalent is when people say things and we just agree or keep quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think prior to this, because we don't know each other very well, like
No, we
not on this
don't.
level,
Yeah.
right? And I think being here today and finally being able to listen to everything that you've been processing on your side has given me at least an understanding of who you are as a person. So now, when I walk out of this door, I know that I know Jin better.
This
as a
is
person.
this is the reference.
Yeah.
This is the
Correct, yeah.
reference now.
So like for me, for the things that if people have said or the things that I've said, definitely I also want to apologize. And moving forward, I don't want to give that power.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll be honest. I've done this a few times today. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
I think I definitely was the first one to rush to the table to say sorry if there's anything wrong. But I think what I really learned that I should just, you know what, if I hear something, I'm going to call you straight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I give my word today, we all got our backs. If I really hear anything, you guys will be the first, like, yo,
Yeah.
Jin, this happened, did
Yeah.
this happen? Because I think I definitely knew you had a lot of walls up, but I didn't want to, like, force the fact that, hey, I don't want anything from you, I just want to say this. Although I will apologize for the fact that when I started this, I come from a background where when you create something, you bring it into a room and the lecturers trash the shit out of it, i.e. thesis defense, which was my degree. So I'm very used to being very objective about the craft.
Right.
So I was very, if I didn't like a video, I would say like, yo, I don't like that video.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in my mind, I say like, it's not that I don't like you, I just don't like the video. I don't think it was great.
Exactly. People, okay, like everybody has their own opinion, but people take it out of context.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of room at that time for people to take it out of context. Because I never said like I didn't like anyone. I wouldn't have, I mean, personally, I don't watch someone's video doesn't mean I don't like that person.
Right.
It's not my kind of video. You can't expect everyone to like chocolate ice cream when you like strawberry, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But I think my real apologies would definitely stem from the fact that I'm sorry I just didn't I didn't reach out to say
Okay.
something sooner.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fear. My blog was more of like, yo, shit, these are grown-ups, these are the big boys, we are like 2K subscribers in, maybe they'll live without us, we're fine, that kind of thing. We got no
okay.
effect on their lives, that kind of thing. But yeah, man, I think, to be honest, the biggest thing that we respected about you was, in our minds, even though there was this politics, if it was work, you would still be like, yo, there's work, do you want to collab, do you want to do
Yeah.
this? And that was like, whoa, yeah, of course, let's do it.
Yeah.
It was more of like, I thought that was like, okay, let's do it, because I think this is what we need to slowly lay down brick by
Yeah.
brick.
Right.
As much as you can hear, hopefully you would see from us that, yo, we don't mean any harm.
Yeah.
That was our plan.
That being said, I have to let you know, because we've never publicly told people about this, but you guys and you have been you've been a big inspiration for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
To step up my own business sense.
Yeah.
Because like I watch,
You and Michelle, by the way.
I watch the way like you guys work and
Yeah.
I see how you operate, and because as much as I'm a people person, I like to read people's behaviors, right? And you are someone that I know your brain operates on a different level. Like people think of 2 steps ahead, you are actually 4 steps ahead. So that's why like when you say, oh, the Ming's got hidden agenda, I'm just like, oh yes, someone thinks we have hidden agenda. Because like to me, I was like,
We do?
he's the crafty one, like but honestly, like everything that you've done since the initial days of YouTube, how you've kind of like diversified and everything you've done, I've always took a step back. I'm like, that's a damn smart move.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. No
I
joke.
never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Nor have I actually asked anyone to kind of evaluate my decisions in business.
Oh man,
I mean-
no. But I think for that, I always talk to Ming and Brian. I'm just like, guys, Jin just did this, and that's genius. Like,
Oh,
why do we
wow.
think of that? You know. And so, like in that sense, us being now like, how many subs are we? I don't know.
Half a
Hey,
million.
we're
I
second,
think,
guys.
yeah.
We
We're
beat
second.
Denko.
Come on, Danku. Danku. No, he's probably. That's the real tea, guys. No, Danku's probably going to smash us like in 1 month.
Can I be honest with you? Denko doesn't listen to podcasts.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Sorry. Shout out to Danku if you listen.
Ernest, I know you're listening.
But that being said, it's always been a blessing in disguise for us to be second to you.
Right.
Okay.
No joke. Because I feel like even in the way that you kind of like spearheaded the YouTube movement in the early days, I still feel like in a lot of ways you still do, but you don't realize it. So for us, we're just like, you know, when cyclists ride, the first cyclist doesn't actually win the race.
Yeah.
Like he's just there to break the win.
Oh wow.
And I feel like that's like a lot of what you've done. And so like for everyone else behind, even like Brandon and the other talents under you guys now,
Yeah.
they are there because you are the first cyclist.
Yeah, man. And that
Yeah.
responsibility is great, dude. No, that's why you feel all the
So that's
pressure,
why that's
man.
why when he said you are in a position to do that, like I don't think that he's overselling it. I don't think you should feel like no lah, he's just saying that because he's nice. I legit think that it's a real thing. Like when if you ask anybody in the agencies in the marketing industry who is YouTube Malaysia English
They refer
scene
to you. Yeah.
synonymous with, it's Genie Boy TV.
Oh man.
And
Oh,
honestly, I'm just like and I wouldn't have it another way as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Legit.
Dang.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take all credit for it, but you know what?
You should.
Yeah.
Literally out here.
This has been quite an episode. To be
What an
honest.
episode.
Yeah, Brandon is like as if he just ran a marathon. It's like I've done my job.
Welcome to Mamak Oprah sessions.
Yeah. What do you want to say, Brandon? Before we go.
I'm just very privileged and very honored to be a part of this. I mean, like I said, I don't want to downplay what you guys have done as individuals, how you guys reach out to one another. Playing the bridge is difficult. The moment I spoke to Ming, both Phoebe and I just prayed over it. We sealed the conversation. I spoke to you, then I spoke to him, and all I did was just do a little bit. And you guys actually took that conscious effort to reach out to one another, and it's amazing. And I'm very, very happy to just be a little bit a part of it, to see this happening and a new era for YouTube in Malaysia.
This is as much juice that you'll get from the YouTube industry in
Careful.
Malaysia.
Yeah,
and
probably.
for those of you listening right now, I think like I hope you take away something from this. It's not about the whole like, oh, I don't like you, I don't like that back then. I think I hope you we're not gonna say what you should take away from this. I hope you guys listen to this and kind of take away something and hopefully apply it to your own
Life.
life.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a part of this show, boys.
Hey,
Oh,
thank you for
man,
having
it's
us.
a pleasure, dude.
Yeah,
To
go
many
check
more.
out their podcast. It's called the Table Talks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
takeaway table.
Takeaway Table.
The real
Just search it,
takeaways.
you
It's
find
up
it.
on Spotify. Hey, look, they're top 10. Okay, there's no way you'll miss them.
about five spots down from Mamak.
It's still there. It's still there. But thank you so much for listening to us. You can watch our YouTube channel for the podcast. You can listen to us on Spotify and on iTunes. We'll speak to you guys next time. Bye, Brandon.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome.
What?